this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Running a business is hard enough. Don't make it harder with a dozen apps that don't talk to each other. One for sales, another for inventory, a separate one for accounting. That's software overload. Odoo is the all-in-one platform that replaces them all. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, fully integrated, easy to use, and built to grow with your business. Thousands have already made the switch. Why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. With me, as always, is Charles W. Chuck Bryant, which makes this Stuff You Should Know. How's it going, Chuck?
It is great. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I can feel spring right around the corner, and I'm getting a little excited. Yeah, you know the groundhog, Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Oh yeah, is that the Georgia guy?
No, that's General
Lee, right?
Yeah.
Where is Roscoe, the one in Pennsylvania? No, that's Pawtucket Pete.
Oh, that's right. Puxatawny Phil.
Puxatawny Phil.
Pawtucket Pete.
I think that's from Family Guy.
That's just some crazy guy in Pawtucket. That's Pawtucket Pete.
This is the best start ever.
Yeah, it is. Because none of this has anything to do with what we're fixing to talk about.
Well, spring is around the corner. That just tickles me to death.
That was not.
No?
No.
All right.
Have you heard, Chuck, of a guy named, and I'm sorry that I just shamed you on our podcast.
It's a bad pun.
It wasn't that bad. I've heard way worse.
Sure.
We've listened to tech stuff.
That's right.
Have you heard of a guy named Robert Waller?
It sounds familiar, but I always say no and end up saying yes.
It doesn't. No, you've not heard of this guy.
Okay.
I would be very surprised if you had.
All right, let's hear it.
Robert Waller, in 1996, was a Walmart employee, stalker, apparently, at the Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada store. Okay?
Okay.
1996, December 1996 was a big month for a new toy that had just debuted called Tickle Me Elmo. And Robert Waller was about to find out the lengths that people would go to get their hands on one of these. On December 14th, during a Midnight Madness sale, apparently Walmart had sold out of these things, but that hadn't dissuaded customers from basically roving the Walmart in packs looking for them.
Where is it?
Exactly. Behind stuff, just knocking stuff over, and they see Waller accepting a box of these from another employee, and they went after him.
Really?
He suffered. He was pulled under, trampled. The crotch was yanked out of his brand new jeans. He suffered a pulled hamstring.
Whoa. Back up a second. They physically tore the crotch from his jeans?
Trying to get to this, trying to get their hands on a Tickle Me Elmo.
Do you know how hard it
like
is to rip denim?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wow.
But if there's like 300 people pulling in the same spot, it's pretty easy. There's strength in numbers.
Okay.
But so he was just swallowed by this pack of 300 people who were trying to get to these Tickle Me Elmos. He suffered injuries to his back, his jaw, and his knee, and he suffered a broken rib and a concussion.
Not funny.
No, it wasn't funny. And we can assume that Mr. Waller, ironically, in the course of giving over these Tickle Me Elmos, was in no way, shape, or form tickled.
No.
And that he probably didn't laugh, because as we know, tickling is related to laughter, as anybody who has seen a Tickle Me Elmo knows.
Yeah.
But have you stopped and wondered why we laugh when we tickle? I know you have.
I have.
Because you've asked me before. You said, we should do this.
You know, as a side note, I read this awesome article in the New Yorker last week about crowd trampling and crushes and crowd waves and stuff. We should do a podcast on that.
We talked about it in Riot Control, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting stuff and sad.
I agree.
And they wrote this one because of the Walmart incident last year at Black Friday.
Yeah, somebody died at that one.
Yep.
There was no Tickle Me Elmo, so I couldn't use it. But I saw that in my
Flat
research.
screen TVs, I think, were the culprit of that.
That is so messed up.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. And Black Friday deals, everybody knows they've gotten increasingly suckier in this economy.
Oh, man. All right. So that was a little sidetrack. Sorry about that, Josh.
No, that was the intro.
I mean my little New Yorker thing. Let's get back to tickling.
Okay.
Because that's happier.
Well, we have a question before us. Why do people laugh when we're tickled? This has been around for a very, very long time. People have pondered this kind of thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sir Francis Bacon said that you don't necessarily have to be in a good mood in the 17th century.
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon was like, I'm neutral on this subject. And then Darwin was huge about tickling. He did a lot of studying of tickling.
I didn't know that until I read this.
He concluded that you have to be in a pretty good mood to be tickled, that you have to be in the right frame of mind, because both tickling and laughter require a good mood.
Yeah, he was wrong, though.
And tickling and laughter are linked.
We'll get into that.
But it's a question that very smart people have explored and failed to explain, and we're not going to explain it in this podcast, Chuck. We're just not.
No.
I wrote this, by the way, I want to apologize to you. I wrote this in within a couple months of getting here, and I was just out to prove myself, and this is not my finest article. I confused myself when I went back and read parts of this.
Can I read a sentence aloud, written by your hand?
Yeah.
A gentle kiss can create physical arousal.
So let's talk about it. What's the physiology of tickling? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, let's talk about touch. We all have millions of nerve endings, little tiny ones, under our skin that tell our brain when touch is coming, or
when
something
we've
hot
been touched,
or something cold. That's how it sends alerts, like get your hand off the stove, that kind of thing.
Right. That's one of the ways we survive.
Exactly. When they are stimulated by something like a light touch, which is called what?
It's called nismesis, K-N-I-S-M-E-S-I-S. And that's G. Stanley Hall and Arthur Allen, who in 1897 decided that there's really just two categories of tickles. Light tickling, right? Mm-hmm. Like, say, by a feather.
Yeah.
Very light touch. And then heavy tickling, which, by the way, is the only one that can induce laughter, which is called gargalesis. Gargalesis.
That's not a very good name for it.
No.
So a light touch, let's say, it sends a message through the nervous system. It goes through a couple of regions in the brain, Josh, to help this along, called the somatosensory cortex is one, and that analyzes touch and pressure. And then the anterior cingulated cortex governs pleasant feelings. So you put touch and pleasant feelings together, and your brain is going to calculate tickle and laughter, maybe.
Right.
So there you go. The end.
Well, that's
right?
that's the physiology of tickling as far as we know. And anybody who's actually paying attention to that little spiel, your ears should have perked up because it's fairly incomplete. We gathered this information from the Wonder Machine.
Yeah, fMRI.
You and I both love the Wonder Machine, but we both know that humans aren't fully capable of using it to its full potential yet, and therefore it doesn't fully prove anything. It just suggests everything. Let's just give a brief primer on the MRI, okay?
Right.
What does it do, Chuck?
It's a fancy machine that lights up and basically shows you what regions of the brain are activated when you're introducing certain stimuli.
Right, and by activated we mean like that they're suddenly getting more oxygen supply via blood than they had before. So there's a correlation, but the MRI doesn't show causation, although a lot of people say, oh, well, the MRI shows this, so that's proof. It's not. It shows causation, or correlation, not causation.
Well, it also correlated in this case why we can't self-tickle, because the cerebellum says, hey, body, your finger is approaching your armpit, and you know it's coming. And supposedly, if you know it's coming, you're not going to be tickled.
And people as far back as Aristotle have wondered why, and he supposed that, that's probably it. Like, it's coming. Mm-hmm. The thing is, that doesn't fully explain it, because think about it, like, when somebody comes at you like, boy,
that even accentuates it.
It totally does.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that this is incorrect. The cerebellum is responsible for recognizing motion, not just in yourself, but in others.
Oh, okay.
So what they found is, for some reason, just based on MRIs, when you're doing it to yourself, the cerebellum's less active. Basically, what they surmise is that your brain has judged that something totally insignificant is about to happen, so don't pay any attention to it. Let's just keep looking out for, antelopes to jump on or tigers that are coming at us.
Yeah. You know what that's called?
What?
Sensory attenuation.
Yes.
And that's when the brain filters out, like you said, anything unnecessary.
True that.
Support for this show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, buys one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/SYSK and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/SYSK. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors, LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated Assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Every great idea deserves the power to bring it to life. Meet the all-new Dell XPS laptop, the perfect combination of style, power, and performance, designed to elevate everything you do. With its modern, ultra-thin design, it's as stunning as it is functional. And the battery? It's built to last all day long, from that first sip of coffee to your evening wind down without missing a beat. And when it comes to performance, the XPS doesn't just keep up, it leads the way. Whether you're tackling your biggest projects or bringing your creative vision to life, it's built for editing photos, mixing tracks, and designing masterpieces. Powered by the Series 3 Intel Core Ultra processors, the XPS gives you the freedom to create without limits all day long. The Dell XPS proves there's no need to compromise. Style, power, and reliability come together in one expertly crafted machine. Check out the all-new Dell XPS at dell.com/XPS.
I wonder, though, I read this, I wonder if someone with alien hand syndrome could tickle themselves.
I would think wholeheartedly.
Because your brain
great question.
doesn't know what's going on.
And why?
Because of an accident, generally, with alien hand syndrome, your brain isn't receiving the message that your arm is moving.
Right. That's true. So I guess, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to tickle yourself. So I guess one idea for that explains ticklishness, or the fact that we are ticklish, is supported or supports the idea or the reason why we can't tickle ourselves, because it's insignificant, right? And one idea why we are ticklish and why we tickle others is because it's a product of socialization and a tool of it too, right?
Right. Well, are you talking about Darwin Hecker?
Yes.
Ewald Hecker with Darwin, like you said, they hooked up together and said you have to be in a good mood, but that's sort of been disproven. I'm not sure how they did these studies, though. They said that they would get people to watch like stand-up comedy and get them laughing, and they found that they were no more likely to laugh when being tickled. I don't know about that, because if you're in a really bad mood and someone tries to tickle you, that's not working.
No, that's not necessarily true. If you get if you're tickled by means of gargalesis tickle, like tickling or laughter is involuntary. If you're ticklish and somebody gets you in the right spot, you can not be in the right frame of mind and you'll still
Really?
laugh and be ticklish. Yeah.
Interesting.
Come here.
No.
And then, think about it. If you were ticklish, Chuck.
Okay, I can suppose that.
Okay. I'm sure you've seen people being tickled before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if your neck's being tickled, your shoulders draw up and, like, your hands go up and you're trying to push the person off of you, right?
Yeah, or someone goes at your armpit, you swat them away with a wax off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One theory goes that we are basically taught that these are very vulnerable places in our bodies and that we need to protect them.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like the neck, especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of important chunk in there.
Yeah, and it's not even tickling with the neck. If someone comes at your neck, your just natural response is to hunch up your shoulders and like grab their hand or something.
Somebody comes at you with the judo chop.
So this goes back to when we were cave people, right? And vulnerable spots on your body where you could bleed out, you want to protect.
Now, this doesn't necessarily go toward that explanation, but what you're talking about being in caves, yes, this is extremely ancient, and that's proven or suggested by the fact that all great apes laugh when they tickle. Yeah. When they're tickled, right?
Little bonobos.
Yeah. And not just that, orangutans, chimps, pretty much all of like the smarty pants primates, right, have the ability to laugh, and they laugh in different ways. But basically, what it is, it's a panting sound, right?
Right.
So that goes to show us that we diverged from apes 10 to 16 million years ago. If apes can laugh and we can laugh, that means we both laughing is older than that divergence.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless we evolved it naturally afterward, but that's less likely, I think, than it occurring in such an ancient way. It's that also, the idea that it's even older than that divergence shows up in the fact that rats laugh when they're tickled.
Yeah, and that's so cute.
Did you saw the video?
I did see the video.
Yeah.
They studied, I'm sure more than one person has done this, but Jake Panskep of
Bowling Green State University.
That's right.
That's where my brother went.
Go what are
Falcons.
They? Go Falcons. They tickled rats, and they found out they have a little chirp that is ultrasonic. Humans can't even hear it, but they were able to record this. And not only do they chirp when tickled, but they have a similar reaction that you were talking about earlier, like a little kid. Once they got used to the tickling, if you started coming at the little rat with your little fingers, they started chirping and wiggling around.
They throw themselves on their back and wiggle.
In anticipation.
But it's also, that same study and video suggests that it's play as well, because when the person stopped tickling, he just put his hand in the cage and the rats would run after it in circles.
Right.
Wherever he moved his hand, they'd go after it like they wanted to play tickle.
See, that's a rat study I can get behind. Tickling rats. I'll do that all day long.
Yes.
So let's talk about some of the parts of the body, though, because like the soles of the feet, let's say, you walk on these.
Not exactly vulnerable.
No.
Yeah.
Not vulnerable. You walk on these, heavy plodding every day. You would think that a light tickle would tickle the feet, and they do, but if you press a palm like really hard against the sole of your foot, it would not tickle. That's all true because of the Meissner's corpuscles.
Corpuscles.
Mm-hmm. They're very, very sensitive, and I get the indication that they're more sensitive than other areas of the body.
Right, and the soles of the feet are loaded with these things.
Yeah.
Again, no one has any idea why, and the fact that the soles of your feet, which aren't very vulnerable, especially pre-shoe, we have pretty tough feet when there was such a thing as shoes, right?
Yeah.
Yet the feet were still understandably ticklish, probably.
Sure.
It kind of undermines that idea that it's socialization of the vulnerable parts of your body.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But that is why your feet aren't tickled whenever you walk.
That'd
because
be awesome.
The pressure's different.
What a world.
It'd be a much different world. Everyone would have like balloons and stuff.
What I couldn't figure out though is how it's tied to laughter.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Every great idea deserves the power to bring it to life. Meet the all-new Dell XPS laptop, the perfect combination of style, power, and performance, designed to elevate everything you do. With its modern, ultra-thin design, it's as stunning as it is functional. And the battery? It's built to last all day long. From that first sip of coffee to your evening wind down without missing a beat. And when it comes to performance, the XPS doesn't just keep up, it leads the way. Whether you're tackling your biggest projects or bringing your creative vision to life, it's built for editing photos, mixing tracks, and designing masterpieces. Powered by the Series 3 Intel Core Ultra processors, the XPS gives you the freedom to create without limits all day long. The Dell XPS proves there's no need to compromise. Style, power, and reliability come together in one expertly crafted machine. Check out the all-new Dell XPS at dell.com/XPS.
You want to know why you couldn't figure it out?
Because it's not proven?
No one has any idea.
Okay.
We just know that it's involuntary.
Right.
We know that it's not related to mood.
Right.
We know that not a light touch. That light touch, the nismesis, it can be arousing or it can be annoying, like a fly buzzing on you.
Well, yeah, and that's like
that doesn't cause laughter.
Yeah, you see a horse or a cow like whacking flies off of their hind end.
Right.
That kind of thing.
So that's why we have that touch, but it can also be arousing, and it's considered a type of tickle. It's the gargalesis tickle that's laughter-inducing.
Okay.
But we don't understand why. Another evolutionary biology theory is that it's a benign form of human conflict. So we can get our aggressions out without actually causing any hurt feelings, and the laughter shows that it's all fine and dandy and nobody's really upset. But that's undermined by the idea that you can really upset a person by tickling them for a prolonged period past the point where they don't want to be tickled any longer.
Yeah.
They can be kind of upset.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As a younger brother, you know this.
Yeah, well, my sister actually, her husband, who was the boyfriend, years ago, used to tickle her like crazy.
Yeah.
And it got out of hand. She got angry.
Tickle torture.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
Did you look
tickle
up
jail?
tickle torture?
No, I didn't.
You should.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. I looked up tickle torture, which I always thought was like medieval. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's either Chinese tickle torture or Indian tickle torture, some exotic land tacked on to the front.
Right.
Apparently, it may have been used in medieval Europe as a form of torture.
Bring out the feather.
Right. Nowadays, it's used as a form of torture in a very sexual way.
Right.
At least as far as Daily Motion is concerned.
Okay.
But that kind of brings up something, or it brings us back to Darwin. Darwin suggested that we tickle, and he probably has the most elegantly simple explanation. We tickle because we form social bonds.
Yeah.
If somebody you don't know tickles you, that's an attack. If somebody you do know and you feel comfortable with tickles you,
it's intimacy of
some
sort.
It is. Whether it's parental or sibling, or, the creation of, or the strengthening of bonds between like sexual partners.
Right.
It's like you said, it's intimate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if the fact that it's, we retreat or react because we're afraid of an attack, and if it's the same with apes and rats, if that holds true for them as well.
Like it's a benign attack for them too?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they were talking about the apes like playing, like they do it during play.
Right.
And the rats seem to take it as play as well.
Interesting.
But what that is useful for, we don't really know. Or maybe we do know and we're looking too deeply into it.
We should do one on laughter, period.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one.
Be a good one.
I guess the answer to the question then, Chuck, is we don't know why people laugh when tickled.
That's disappointing.
It's a little disappointing, but we'll come back to it when we do figure it out.
Well, maybe we will one day.
Okay.
All right.
So if you want to learn more about how we don't have any idea why we laugh when we tickle, you can read this really kind of bad article I wrote years back, and you can read it by writing in laugh and tickle in the search bar at howstuffworks.com, which will bring up that article and which brings up listener mail.
Josh, I'm going to call this kind of a mean thing to do, but sort of funny as well.
Is it a Munchausen's email?
No. How to control a riot. This is from Eric with a K. Hey, guys. Hello, Stuff You Should Know staff. Like we have a staff.
Yes.
It's me, you, and Jerry. That's the staff.
Tesla and Picasso.
I listened to How to Control a Riot, and you spoke of mob mentality. It brought to mind a game that my friends and I used to play when I was in the Disney college program.
Oh, yeah. I saw
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
If we were sitting around the apartment with nothing to do for the day, my group of friends would go into a Disney park until it was time to drink. So I guess you had pretty much free access to the Disney park if you were in this college program. We would get 10 or more people together and stand in a line. The line would be in front of a wall or a fence away from any entrance or exit. It is really funny to see more and more people get in line behind the group of friends. The best part is when, at the same time, the group just disperses at the same time, like the original people would just leave. And all of a sudden, those people standing in line were like, why are we standing by a wall? What was this here for? The befuddled look on their faces would really crack us up. I admit, this is not the nicest thing in the world, wasting part of people's day at Disney. I still get a chuckle, though, when I think of it. It's funny to me now. We just go with the flow. I group this in with face the wrong way and an elevator, which is something he does. It's very off-putting.
It is. It's a
You ever do that?
Oh, yeah, I do it all the time.
Do you
I don't
really?
do it to annoy people. I do it because I'm, like, talking to people.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
But, yeah, no, I don't just stand there like that.
Like with strangers.
Usually I kneecap people who do that.
You guys are the greatest. This is Eric with a K.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Eric, with the K. Look for your kneecapping if we're ever in an elevator together.
Or if you're standing by a wall, I'm coming after you, buddy.
Yes. If you have any stories about Disney, we want to hear about them, especially the gnarly, seedy underbelly of Disney, like it's Disney jail. Right?
Yeah, and I heard that there's just a whole underground under the entire park.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the rumor
Filled
is.
with mutants.
Yeah.
Well, we want to hear your Disney stories. Please don't send us any heartwarming, heartfelt ones. We can just find those anywhere. Send us your seedy Disney stories in an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. To learn more about the podcast, click on the podcast icon in the upper right corner of our homepage. The How Stuff Works iPhone app has arrived. Download it today on iTunes. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
The NFL playoffs are here, and Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon is in full swing.
Man, it all comes down to this.
The stakes are high, hopes are higher, and everything is on the line.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. Through Monday. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
These days, it seems like AI agents are just about everywhere you turn, every field and every function. But without identity, you can't trust they'll serve your business instead of jeopardizing it. Fortunately, Okta helps you get identity right by securing your AI agents' identities, giving you a single layer of control, a single standard of trust. So whether an AI agent supports a single user or your entire enterprise, with Okta, you'll turn risk into opportunity. Secure every agent. Secure any agent. Okta secures AI.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.